All right, there. Hello, YouTube rogues. It's time. Been 3 hours since the new banners have been released. I'm sure that, you know, some of you may have been dreaming a little bit and probably already know what's about to happen, but this is 2.2 second half for Homa banner and Hu Tao rerun. Let's get into it. Banners. Hu Tao along with Homa, Diona, and Sayu. Now, besides Homa, which is obviously the new character right up, right? And Hu Tao, I know you guys know and love her. We have Diona and Sayu. Twitch chat, what is your opinion on this banner? How are we feeling on this one before I give my input on it? All right, YouTube, if you guys can see Twitch chat, most of them are saying Pog. And for good reason. We have Homa, new character. Seen a little bit of him from the Hangout quest. Hu Tao. And synergistically, along with Hu Tao, we have Diona, which is one great shield option for Hu Tao. And then Sayu, if you want to book a double healer. So this is a double healer banner along with Hu Tao and then Homa as a new character. So really, when you're going for constellations for these characters, you really can't go wrong at all. Diona constellations are all useless. Sayu constellations are all beneficial. I'm just going to let this song complete because my chat... I can't win against my chat. I'm just gonna let the song complete. There's my chat. There they go. This is my chat. All right, chat. We're done with that song. Let us continue with the banner discussion. So, for the character banner, Homa, we definitely don't know his constellations yet. Wait, do we actually? We do know his constellations from his hangout. Do we know his constellations from his hangout? We do. Okay, well, I'll leave that for the guide video because I actually haven't looked at his constellations yet. I definitely don't know what his constellations are about. Definitely don't know which one's going to be valuable or not. So I'm gonna leave that for a different time. And especially because for this breakdown for these banners, you guys aren't gonna be really curious about constellations for Homa. Whatever you get, we'll just talk about it in the upcoming guide, okay? Let's go into Hu Tao constellations, the Diona constellations, and Sayu constellations. Quick overview of each of these characters. Agree. All right, Hu Tao constellations. I think everyone knows. And especially because this is Hu Tao's rerun. Constellation 1 is by far one of the most valuable constellations for her. So besides this constellation, C6 is also pretty useful, but this one costs about $2,500. This one only costs like $300 or costs $0 if you get lucky. Just get lucky and you already have her and are planning to pull for another one that maybe you guaranteed for the rerun banner, right? But yes, Constellation 1 Hu Tao is a no charge attack, no stamina consumption charge attack. So that means that when you do pop her E, you can just do dash cancel over and over again without having your stamina bar get immediately shafted. Agree? Agree. If you don't, then your stamina goes away in about 4 charge attacks, and that's pretty sad. So with C1, you can spam charge attack dash cancel like 8 times, which is a significant amount of DPS. Now, even if you do dash cancel, don't forget that jump cancel is still really good because you can cancel animation pretty quickly, right? If you want to save stamina. So like if you do this precisely, you can stop it in like the first fraction of a second of the animation. So just keep that in mind, right? Even though C1 is one of her strongest, if you learn how to min-max play her, then you don't have to. But dashing is always very valuable because it grants you iframes. Jump canceling does not grant you iframes. So against like geo-roly-polies and something where they always like roll over the floor like Sonic the Hedgehog, this will be valuable for the dash cancel, okay? Now, besides that for constellations on Hu Tao, besides C1, her other constellations up to C6 don't really provide that much of her personal gain. To C2, the most important thing that you want to think about for C2, if you do manage to get it, is that her burst applies the burn. Dealing 10% of Hu Tao's max HP every tick is like fine, but at most that's going to be like 4,000, 5,000 damage, right? The important part is applying the burn when her burst applies. Okay, C3, C5, we all know, and then C4 is a crit rate for the party, not for herself. So this one is literally not for her. Okay, so if you want to invest in like high effort constellation building for Hu Tao, stop at C2. You don't really need any C2. C3 is fine, right? If you want to improve her E conversion. So it depends on how much you want to spend or how lucky you get, right? Let's move towards Diona. All right, Diona, constellations. You guys definitely, if you guys have been playing for a decent amount of time, you guys definitely have at least one Diona, and you guys have realized how strong she is in most situations for providing both shielding and healing. Agree? Agree. So, C1, after her Q ends, she gains 15 energy. Why is this valuable? It turns her Q into a 65 energy cost. Pretty good. 80 energy cost for a lot of characters without high recharge is a pain in the to get up. So having Constellation 1 means that her burst is cheaper. It's always nice. Okay, C2. This is mostly co-op based. The 15% damage absorption is nice. It's like not that significant though. It actually only blocks like 1,000, 2,000 more damage. The most thing for this is co-op, right? Co-op 50% shield if you want to care about that. And then C3, C5 are the +3 levels. C4 is C6. All right, very nice. So C6, when HP is above 50%, you gain elemental mastery, right? Why is this good? Some esports new compositions, they utilize Diona's Q to be able to apply crowd to an enemy to get a huge melt off. That's what C6 Diona would benefit for, because you get 200 EM, which is a big nice boost to vaporizer melt, right? And then below 50% is just like heals more, right? The most beneficial thing from C6 is the elemental mastery gain if you get C6. If you're already close to C6, I would say that you probably will end up getting C6 Diona just by virtue of trying to grab Toma. If you're not grabbing Toma, you should grab Toma, because Toma is a Chad and Chads are Pog. Okay, moving on. Sayu. So Sayu constellation wise, C1 is really the most important one. Besides C1, C6, right? So we know that C6, like you guys see all this text, you're like way too dang. All you need to care about, well, first you can check out my complete Sayu guide, completely shameless sell it if you haven't watched it already and you want to pull for more Sayu copies. Go ahead and anyways, back to C6. This is a lot of text. The only thing you need to care about is she just scales really, really hard off of elemental mastery. That's just literally, don't even think about it. If you have C6 Sayu, just slap triple elemental mastery like you would Kazuha and then watch her heal 500 pounds of your HP. Okay, cool. And our Daruma does a little bit more damage, but it's mostly how much she heals with her Daruma. Okay. All right. C1. This one's Pog because Daruma will heal and attack on every tick. This is really important because without C1, her Daruma chooses one or the other, right? Her Daruma chooses based off of 70% HP. This is almost like Bennett C1, right? Sayu C1 is very similar to Bennett C1. It removes the restriction on the thingy. Yeah. So like Fantastic Voyage's attack no longer has an HP restriction, right? So like it's a similar concept for Sayu C1. And then C2 is like memes if you want to hold your E for a really long time and do some damage. And then C4 is just nice to get a little bit of energy back, right? So C1 and C6, that should be Sayu. All right, weapon banner. Now, YouTube, I polled my Twitch chat on what they thought about this weapon banner, whether they thought it was good or bad. And it turns out about 60% of them liked the banner, okay? So we know that Staff of Homa is a very, very, very strong weapon, right? HP scaling weapon converts your HP to attack percent and even more when you're below 50% HP. Also grants you 66.2 crit damage. Can't go wrong, right? The thing about Elegy is kind of important to talk about, right? Let's pull up the characters who would actually use Elegy from bow users, right? So besides my 4 characters here, which are not bow characters, right? All these other characters and whether or not if you get Elegy would be beneficial to your team comp. So the main purpose of Elegy is to buff your team, right? At R1, it grants you elemental mastery and attack percent. It's like a free noblesse buff and a free wanderer's 2-piece buff. That's what you can view it as. Needed to let Hutel finish her animation. If you put Elegy on Ganyu, if you put Elegy on Tartag, okay, Venti. Venti is a great user for Elegy. All right, Venti benefits from the elemental mastery, right? Benefits from the recharge on the bow stat stick. Very solid weapon for him. Now, the comparison for Venti is typically, hey, Mr. Streamer, would you Stringless R5 or would you Elegy R1? Personal preference. Venti on Stringless does a crap ton of damage. Elegy, not a crap ton of damage, but grants your team 100 EM and 20% attack. Buffing damage. Don't think about it too much. If you don't care about your Venti's damage, Elegy will be beneficial. If you want your Venti to do actual damage, then just, you know, it's fine. And yes, my Twitch chat is saying, wow, so much text. All you care about is just 100 EM and 20% attack once his Q hits 4 times. Woo! Very nice. All right. Other characters. Aloy. You could? Okay, here's the thing about Aloy. And I'm gonna spend like 30 seconds talking about this. If you actually invested into Aloy, I think you're probably running Aloy main DPS, so you wouldn't want Elegy in the first place. If you're like me, a content creator, and you invested in Aloy, why are you watching this video? If you invested into Aloy and then don't use her again, then you're a Giga Chat, because I think you did that for like the 3 fates or whatever, right? I guess, sure. You get like those quaint fates, right? For ascending the character. Yeah, you probably did it for that. If you're actually planning on using her for a cryo sub DPS, Elegy is actually not that bad. Throwing it out there. The recharge is kind of overkill for her because her burst is like 40 cost anyway. But yeah. Elegy for Yoimiya. All right, next, Diona. Very, very nice. If you don't want to use Favonius Bow on Diona, or you want to use Favonius Bow on someone else, Diona is an excellent user, especially with C6, right? But the thing about Diona is that when you have C6 and you have Elegy, she kind of like overstacks Elemental Mastery for your team. Not bad. If you're doing esports comps, it's perfect, right? So if you're not looking for team utility, Diona on Elegy makes sense with your C6. If you have C6, it's a great pickup. If you know, yeah. You guys know Diona is mostly a cryo battery for all sorts of team comps, right? And running Favonius Bow is really beneficial because she generates a ton of orbs. Yeah. Kujo Sara. So here's the thing. Kujo Sara, if you manage to get the Elegy, it does have the highest base attack over the 4-star weapons, but not Skyward Harp, right? So if you're doing for attack-based transfer, the other 5-star weapons, well, especially Skyward Harp, would be the best option for her. If you're going to sacrifice base attack and go for more utility, like a noblesse buff, then you can do that, right? Elegy is a okay option for her. It's not the best, but it's not bad. Twitch chat is reminding me, however, something really, really, really important is the energy recharge on this benefits her immensely high 80 cost burst. If you want to loop this, it reminded me that. It's important. If you want to consider Elegy for that, then that's beneficial because she gains that 50% energy recharge buff and she goes from 150 to like, you know, whatever. Okay? Official. I mean, I guess if you... I don't know what you're planning if you're running Elegy on official. Can she even proc this weapon? Well? Oh, elemental skill. Yeah, she can. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, you can do it. Yeah, it's fine. It's not as fast because you have to wait for the procs, but yeah, it's fine. You can still do it. Official, I would say, is like meh. Oh, C6 is faster. Okay, if you have C6 official, then Elegy would be fine for doing support based, right? And Amber, all those Giga Chad Amber gamers out there, unfortunately, not for main DPS Amber. Main DPS Amber, you're not using this. But if you're doing Giga Chad Amber ult playstyle, if you're using her burst to prepare like Quadra Melt or something, Elegy is a great choice. Increase the elemental mastery if you're doing big fat reverse melt comps, you know, it works out well. Okay, so now that we've run through that, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 out of the existing 10-ish characters, 9 characters. Pretty good amount. If you're considering rolling on this banner, right, for Staff of Homa, because I know that if you are going to roll in this weapon banner, it is for Staff of Homa. If you unfortunately do get Elegy for the end, it is not the end of the world. You can still use it on a lot of characters that I just discussed, right? Now, for the discussion of Staff of Homa, do I really need to say anything? It's a really solid weapon. If you get it, you can use it on basically any main DPS. That's literally it. Like, even if it's not Hu Tao, who's HP scaling, you can still use it on anyone who's, yeah, Zhongli, Xiao, Xiangling, whatever. Okay. All right. Moving on to the 4-star weapons. Oh, chat wants to remind me, worth rolling for refinement. This weapon, if you want to roll for refinements, bro, you're basically gaining like 2% damage per refinement for a solid $300. Are you okay? And like, you may be thinking, I have R5. Okay, but you know that I'm not okay. So like, that's fine. But like, what about you? R5 is for the mega whales that don't know what they're doing. Or the mega whales that content create like me. Okay, cool. I mean, you know, listen, if you get lucky and you get R3 Staff Home, you might... Okay, I'll stop. Guys, don't do that. Don't do that. YouTube frogs, do not do what I just said 5 seconds ago. 4-star weapons. All right. The new bow. If you guys don't know, and my editors will put this on the screen. I'm not going to show it right now. But if you guys don't know, the 2 new weapons, the bow and the spear, are the same as Akomaru. Akomaru is an elemental burst based weapon, right? If you guys see, I can show the Akomaru really quick. But it basically calculates burst damage based on your entire team's burst energy. So like 4 characters of 80 cost would have 320 energy, and 0.24% will get you basically 75%. The only way to get 80% damage is if you have Raiden Shogun plus 3 other 80 cost, because that'll make you 330, and 330 by 0.24 is like 79.6 or something like that. So yeah, if you want that. But yeah, this is elemental burst based weapon. So for the bow, it's not that useful because we don't have that many. If you guys want to rewind a little bit when we're talking about Elegy, you guys can look at all the characters that are burst based, and like, I swear to God, I feel like some people are going to like put Gon Yu on that bow because it looks pretty. Can you just not? Okay, the spear. Do I need to talk about this spear? It's another weapon for Xiangling. Oh, wait. I don't need okay. I don't need to talk about this spear because I already made a video on it, right? So, gacha weapons. If you want to pull for that spear, I'll just give you the TLDR, right? R5 catch is basically equal to R1 of that new spear, right? If you have R5 of the new spear, it's technically stronger, but you lose recharge and you lose crit rate, okay? Xiangling, great user. Rosaria, okay user. Xiao, why? Raiden Shogun, great user. Zhongli, okay. All right. Other weapons on this banner. Sacrificial Sword and Witsith. Yes. Do I need to say anything more? If you guys are pulling for Staff of Homa for Hu Tao and you're trying to grab Sacrificial Sword for Xingqiu, this will probably never happen again. Like, if you don't have Sacrificial Sword and Xingqiu and you really want Hu Tao, like, this is the banner to do it. Painslasher, that weapon doesn't exist. This should be photoshopped out. Just pretend this doesn't exist, okay? Witsith, standard burst-based catalyst weapon, okay? Sacrificial Sword, just get lucky, just get it while you're getting the Staff of Homa, okay? Cool. Okay, it's not that... Okay. It's fine for Sayu. It's fine for Sayu. But if you're going to go for an elemental mastery based weapon for Sayu, why not just be a Giga Chad and use the 3-star Blood Tainted Greatsword, which has more elemental mastery than the Painslasher? Like, why does this even exist? You guys didn't know? There you go. Now you learned. There's another claymore that has more elemental mastery. Okay, anything else I need to discuss? Witsith, very strong weapon, a DPS based weapon, burst DPS based weapon, even a support Mona based weapon, right? Sacrificial Sword, you need it for Xingqiu. It's really good for Xingqiu. Scales really hard with refinements. If you're looking for multiple refinements, remember that R1 to R5 Sacrificial Sword is 40 to 80%. But for Xingqiu, it's slightly different because Xingqiu's E hits twice, correct? So Xingqiu's E hitting twice means that at R5, 80% proc is actually 96%. Because if you fail once, you still have the second try, right? It's 1 minus 0.8 squared, right? Okay. Sorry, 1 minus 0.2 squared. What the fuck am I saying? 1 minus 0.8 squared. Streamer, hello? Are you dumb? 1 minus 0.2 squared. Because it's a 20% chance that you don't proc on either one, right? And the chance of that happening is 4%. So 96% of the time at R5, you'll be hitting your sacrificial, okay? At R1, the chance is 64%, which is still good, but like 96% is basically all the time, okay? Okay. All right. I don't think I need to discuss anything else. I think that's it. Yeah, new banners are kind of pog. This weapon banner is kind of stacked, no cap. You know what would have been even more stacked? Imagine if this... Imagine if this was Skyward Heart. It wouldn't happen, by the way. It would never happen, but I'm just saying. Dude, MiHoYo will never put 2 crit weapons until like their game's dying, okay? Oh, Almost Bow. Okay, if Almost Bow was on that banner, okay, you know, MiHoYo wouldn't do that, dude, okay? Okay, listen. Oh, they did do Jade Spear and Cutter. Okay, well. All right, YouTube frogs, I think that's it. I'm not sure if I completed everything. All right, YouTube frogs, I hope you guys enjoyed this little breakdown of the banners. You guys know what my thoughts are. Good luck on rolling. I'll be getting all 6 constellations of Toma, but I'll be making a guide on C0 Toma. If you want to join the bottom left, Twitch link will be in the description. Thank you guys for all the support as always. We're almost at 200K subs on YouTube. Hopefully we can hit it by the end of the year. Probably hit it by the end of the year. Hopefully we do. Consider liking, subscribing, all that lovely nonsense, and I will see you guys on the next video. Take care.